Hi Stampers, my name is Sandy Hancock. I'm a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator and I'm coming to you from Southern California. Today is Monday, May the 12th, 2025, and I'll just wish everyone a happy Mother's Day again. I had a great day yesterday. I got to hang out with my son and Vanessa. They have a little one in the oven that's coming along at the end of July, and then of course Lily and Mackenzie and more of their family. So I really had a great day, and I hope you did too. All right, so what are we going to do today? We are going to make an oversized card, and I have 4 more to show you after this. I'm going to explain the postage. I'm going to explain how to make an envelope for it, what kind of paper to get. So just hang in there. And it's not like we're going to send this every day, right? It's just that this paper, the beautiful gallery paper, is so gorgeous. And I'm going to just let you take a picture of, this is what I used. So I'm using beige cardstock, the Mossy Meadows 5 1/4 square, that's the front. And then the DSP I'm going to cut down to 5 by 5. The new muted palette dots are on page 125. They are gorgeous. And then the greeting is from a new set called The Right Words on page 89. The Unbounded Love die is now not in the catalog, but it is online, and it's going to be with us. So that's where I got the dies. And then, of course, the beautiful Gallery DSP 6 by 6. I've used this so much, and just this one time, we're going to make an oversized card. And again, it's not like you're going to send every card oversized, but they're just so beautiful. I just can hardly wait to send some of these out. So let's get started, and I'm just going to pick some of these things up, get them out of the way. All right, we're going to start with the beige. I guess I can move this out of the way too. All right, so I'm going to get my cutter, and remember it's going to be 11 by 5 1/2, so we're going to put it in lengthwise. Normally we put it in the other way, but we want to end up with 5 1/2 square, so it's going to have to be 5 1/2 by 11. Okie doke. All right, well, hello. I was going to say I'm going to score it, but guess what? My scoring blade is not there. It must have fallen out, so I will just get Old Faithful here and score it at 5 1/2. Always nice to have a backup, right? Okay, so now when you fold it, just make sure that the ends are just right together and hold them in place, because if it needs to have a little tiny bit of adjustment, it'll just automatically do it. Okay, I think we're good. All right, so now I'm just going to go ahead and add the 5 1/4 inch square DSP. This is Mossy Meadow. And it just goes with this print so nicely. Let's see. I think that's looking pretty good. All right, let's get our cutter out again. And now we're going to cut this down to 5 inches. So I'm going to cut very carefully. I may have to cut more than once because I don't want to cut. Okay, so I'm going to need a little tiny bit more because I want to try to get rid of that writing. Let's see if that did it. Well, one tiny bit more. Okay, now we're good. I know one time when I cut this, I cut off a little bit too much. So, all right, so now our sides are 6 inches, so we're going to cut off 1/2 of an inch because we want to end up with 5 inches. So I'm going to cut off a 1/2 inch from this side. And then let's see what we've got left here. We want it to be 5. So I'm just going to see, there's a lot less that I cut off here because I was trying to cut all that writing off at the bottom. Okay, now we want it to be 5 inches this way. So there you go. I really wanted, let go there. Okay, I really wanted to make sure I didn't have any lines left. Let's see, where are we going here? This way. Okay. All right, so then let's go ahead and add the DSP. This DSP is just so gorgeous. You really don't have to do anything to it to make it look absolutely beautiful. And then just make sure when you put it on here that you've got the card opening whichever way you want it to open. Some people like it opening up and down. I usually like it opening side to side. All right, then for our Thinking of You, I'm going to show you that I'm taking it out of a brand new set called The Right Words. So let's get our Thinking of You. And because I'm stamping on beige cardstock, beige, let's see what I do with me. Beige doesn't accept the ink quite as easily as our white. So I'm going to use the Stamparatus. You can use whatever gadget you have that helps you. Okay, what happened to my other? I think it hooked along the side when I used it last. There it is on the bottom. Hello. Okay. It just doesn't accept the ink as readily as white or vanilla cardstock. So I wanted to be able to stamp it more than one time. So I'll show you what it looks like after one stamping, and then you'll see exactly why I wanted to be able to stamp it more than one time. Okay, so, whoops, hello. See, it's just not good. So we'll do it twice, and that's probably good. I'm just gonna do one more time just because I can. Okay, all right, so Thinking of You, and all right, now, when I go to cut this out, I'm using Unbounded Love. And Unbounded Love is not last chance, it is online. So I'm using this die for the green, and I'm using the matching, it's not a matching die, a coordinating die for the greeting. And so they're just, I love these dies. I didn't think I was gonna like them, and I just love the whole bundle. Happy Birthday is like one of my favorite ever, Happy Birthdays. Okay, so that's what I'm using, and I've already cut it out, so I'll just set this aside. So now we're just gonna go ahead and put the greeting onto the green, Mossy Meadow. Or a little bit more. Kind of just fishing around here till we get it. Well, can't pick it up. I'm gonna bring this down just a tiny bit. Is that good? I think so. All right, a little bit more. And then we're just gonna put it, did I do that right? No. Okay, I did not put that on here correctly. So we're gonna do this again. You know how I said to check your card and make sure you're putting it on the correct way? Well, I didn't. Okay, so it's gonna go this way. So let's see if I can do this a second time, nice and straight. I think that's good. Okay, then this fits right in here beautifully. Okay, and then I'm going to use these matte dots that are just, they're muted dots. Oh, and you know, I was going to tell you, I did something a little different this time. Usually I'm trying to open up the sticky part and pull it up. I decided I was going to cut it up the side and pull it out this way. And I'm finding that it's a lot easier to work with. So that's what I think I'm going to do moving forward. And these are just absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to put one there. Then I'm going to put, well, a little one and another little one. There we go. All right, so the front is complete. And now all you do is push this right back in. Oh, it's so much easier than trying to pull it out the other way. Okay, then on the inside, I'm just going to put a layer. Now this time, the Mossy Meadow layer is only 5 inches. So that means the beige is going to be 4 3/4. And I'm not actually putting anything on here as far as words go, because I don't know who I'm going to send this to. And so until I know who I'm going to send it to, I don't want to put any greeting in here, because the Thinking of You is very versatile to put on the front. So you could say a lot of different things on the inside, right? Okay, so here's our card. Now, here's our problem. We have no envelope. So let's talk about the envelope. All right, so, ooh, did I lose that? I had a, oh, here it is right here. Okay, so this is what I found. The We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch board It's by RAYHER Envelope Maker. On Amazon, it was $37. At Michael's, the exact same one is $11.99. So if you don't have an envelope punch board, just go to Michael's. All right. And then what about the paper? Because this is not regular cardstock. And I'm just going to have you take a picture of this. This is the paper I'm using. It's 11 by 17. And I don't exactly know what all these numbers mean. 500 sheets. I don't think you can buy like a little small pack of 25 sheets. So maybe you could split it with a friend if that's just, you know, this is a lifetime supply for me. But this will give you all the information that I have about the particular paper that I'm using. Okay, so now how do we do it? It's actually quite easy. So the first thing we're going to do, okay, so you've got 3 prompts. You have the card size, you have the paper size, and you have the score line. So the card size we know is 5.5 square. So I'm going to come down. These are all smaller. So I'm going to come all the way down to 5.5 inches by 5.5 inches. But just realize you can make rectangular envelopes. You can make all different sizes of envelopes. Look at all the different choices you have. So this is well worth the $11.99 if you don't have one. So here we are, 5.5 inches. Now I go to the next one, paper size. It says cut 9 inches by 9 inches. Okay, I've already done that. And then it says score line is going to start at 4.5. Now what that means is I'm going to put this paper in and see these numbers right here. I'm just going to scoot it over to 4.5. Boom. There you go. All right, then the first thing you're going to do is punch. And, whoops, lost my scoring thing. So am I still here? Nope, I moved it. Okay, 4.5. And then just pull this out. Now, you never really have to measure again because all you're going to do is put the tip of that right there, punch again, and score. And we're just going to do that 4 times. So we look for the score line, punch, and score. One more time, and we are finished. Almost. Punch. And then I like to just put this right in there so I don't lose it. Okay, now, also, I'm going to have to stand up to do this. There is, on the back, there's a corner rounder. And the envelope just looks really nice if you'll round the corners. Or the points, I guess you would say. And then I guess you could use that. It's not a real big corner rounder, but you could certainly use it for other things. Okay, so now all we have to do is just fold it up. And it's probably a good idea to just take the bone folder. And then we'll check and make sure it fits, which I'm sure it will. And then I'll show you how to finish it off. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, open this up. This bottom one is going to come up like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put adhesive along these 2 sides. So the bottom, okay, so the bottom front flap is just going to go forward. Now we're going to put our card in here. Hold your breath. Woohoo! All right, it fits perfectly. So then if I were going to just hand it to somebody, I would probably just put a little bit of adhesive right there. If you were going to mail it, then you're going to put adhesive all along there like that. Okay, there you go. All right, now what is it going to cost us to mail this? It was interesting because the first person I talked to said, oh, it's just 1 stamp. I thought, wow, really? And then after I thought about it, I thought, could that really just be 1 stamp? So I checked again at a different post office, and she said, okay, here's the scoop. If it's this size, it's oversized, and it's 1 ounce or less, then it's 1 stamp that is $1.01. And they have these special stamps that you can buy, so I just bought some. Okay, now here's the thing. If I'm going to have some other cards to show you. Okay, let's say you're looking at this one. So this one has, again, it's got the, well, I guess the one I just made did too. It's got layers to it, and it's a little bit more than 1 ounce. So if it's more than 1 ounce, then you just need to put 2 postage stamps on it. And you know, it isn't like you're going to be sending out this big card every time you send a card. It's just going to be a specialty card every once in a while. So I'm going to just hold some of those stamps and hold on to them, and then I'm going to be ready to have them. when I want to mail one of these big ones out. Okay, now just a note to let you know you're on my mind. That one, oh, I think I forgot to pull it out. It's from Mixed. Let's see, I got so efficient here and put everything away. Okay, just a note to let you know you're on my mind. That's the Mixed Labels. And I also had to cut. You'll see that it has a cut in it because there was just way too much cardstock around this. It was just way too big. So I just cut it down. And if that bothers you, then I guess you won't do that. But it doesn't bother me. And I tried putting adhesive, I mean not adhesive, I tried to put embellishments on it. And my friend I go, hey, what do you think? She goes, nope, it's just kind of a country scene and it just didn't feel like it probably needed embellishments on it. So again, because I don't know who I'm sending it to yet, I'm not putting anything inside except for the pecan pie cardstock, pecan pie ink, and the vanilla. Okay, so there's that one. Now this one is actually light enough that you can just put the one stamp on it. So it's 23 cents extra. So when you think about it, a normal stamp is 73. So you're just putting an extra 23 cents. So it's not the end of the world. And Dear Friend is from a set that's retired, but I'm actually keeping it. This Autumn Expressions set, because I like the Dear Friend and I like having some big greetings if I want a big greeting occasionally. And on the inside of this one, I didn't put anything because, again, I don't know who I'm sending it to. But this one doesn't have an extra layer, so it's just less than 1 ounce. Perfect for just that $1.01 stamp. Okay, now this one is Lost Lagoon, another one of the prints from this gorgeous, beautiful gallery paper. And so Lost Lagoon ink. And inside, oh, so the Forever Loved, that is also from the Right Words, right here. Forever Loved and Forever Remembered. And then inside, I put with Sympathy. And because I messed up one of these, I just thought, well, I'm going to cut a little piece of it and not waste it. I could put it inside. But I wouldn't cut into a piece of this just to have something to go inside. But you do whatever you want to do. And the With Sympathy is from Fancy, what is that one called? It's retired, something fancy. Okay, then this one, this is retired. Wanted to say dies, but I love them. Oh, and I forgot to write the width down of this one. I think this is, yeah, it's 1 5/8 inches wide. So each of these panels is 1 5/8 inches by 5 1/4. And then you can cut the DSP down up by 1/4 inch. But I just felt like it needed something kind of big. These are the new In Color In Color embellishments. And then To Someone We're Celebrating Every Single Day. And guess what? That one is also in the Right Words. So the Right Words have a lot of right words in them. Okay, I think that one's really pretty too. I'll probably send this one to a guy. Okay, so then let me open this one back up so you can see all 5 at one time. I don't know if you can get all of those in a picture, but you can kind of get those in a picture. All right, so thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed these, and I will look forward to having you with me the next time.